Hi guys, what's the connection between the family of Jesus Christ and the ancient British royal family? Now I have to say that personally I'm beyond sceptical as to whether there's a real history here, but there are some much later sources that purport to tell us that there was a connection, and these sources focus on an ancestral figure known as Anna. Now when it comes to researching people that are mentioned in Welsh sources from the distant past, I always recommend starting with Peter Bartram's very well researched A Welsh Classical Dictionary, which is available online for free. And there is an entry for Anna, and Bartram starts off by saying Anna, cousin of the Virgin Mary, but fictitious. She's mentioned in the earliest Welsh pedigrees as the wife or mother of Beli Mawr. And then Bartram mentions some of the sources. She's in some of the Harleian genealogies, some of the oldest that we have, and the Vita Carantoci, that's the life of the Saint Carantog. It's also mentioned in the Vita Cadoci, that's the life of Saint Cadog. It's a very important source. It's written centuries later than the period that is supposedly covered, that's the 6th century, but it does seem to include earlier traditions, particularly important for King Arthur. The other one then is Bychedd Beino, that's the life of Saint Beino. Then the other sources mentioned are the Jesus College genealogies. And it says in Jesus College pedigree number 4, she's also said to be the daughter of a Roman emperor. So that seems like an interesting place to have a look, doesn't it? So these come from Jesus College manuscript 20, transcribed in a Cymrodor magazine in 1887. And this is the pedigree of the celebrated saint from South Wales, Catog, or Cadog. Now the manuscript itself, Jesus College 20, probably dates to the end of the 14th century, but the genealogies are probably much older than that. Cadog was said to live in the 6th century, but how far back these ideas go, it's impossible to say really. So it starts, Llama weithio nach Cadog Sant. Here now is the genealogy of Saint Cadog, and it says Cadog mab Gwynlliw, so the M and a dot, it's the abbreviation of Mab, that means son of. So there's a lot of that in this genealogy. And then Gwynlliw was Mab Glywys, Mab Filwr, Mab Nor, Mab Ab Owain, Mab Maxen Wledig. Now most people will know who Maxen Wledig is. That's the Welsh name for the Roman usurper and emperor Magnus Maximus. And he's described in this pedigree as Brenin the Britanniaid, king of the Britons, ac wedi hynny yn Amerawdwr yn Rhufain, and after that was emperor in Rome. A Chynan yn frenin yn ei le, and Cynan was king in his place. Okay, so then Cynan was Mab Eidaf, Mab Cystenin, Mab Maxin, Mab Maximianus, Mab Constantinus, Mab Cystaint, and then it tells us Mam Constantinus oedd Elin Llwyddog, yr hwnnw enillodd y groes yn Caer Salem, gydig ran genddi I Constantinople, a ran arall anfonus i'r Britanniaid. Okay, so that's the story of Saint Helen and the cross. And the Welsh version of that was the mother of Constantine the Great, called Elin Llwyddog, Saint Helen, who obtained the cross in Jerusalem and brought a part back with her to Constantinople, and another part she sent to the Britons. So there we are, seems a part of the true cross came to Britain, if you accept these sources as valid, of course. So then the pedigree goes on, ac y gyda hi yr oedd Owain y mab, Owain oedd fab y Facsen, o Ceindrech ferch Reidden, Reidden mab Eledi, mab Morddi, mab Meirchion, Mab Caswallon, and that's a very interesting person, known as Cassivellaunus to the Romans, who defended Britain from the assaults of Julius Caesar. And this pedigree tells us something about this person. It says, Yn amser Caswallon hwnnw, cymhellodd yr Rufeinwyr treth o Ynys Prydain, which means in the time of that Caswallon, Cassivellaunus that is, the Romans exacted tribute from the island of Britain. Then the pedigree goes on, Caswallon mab Beli Mawr, mab Anna, and this is the Anna in question. It says that Anna hon oedd ferch yr Amerawdwr Rhufain. That means that this Anna was the daughter of the Emperor of Rome. Yr Anna honno, a dywedai wyr yr aifft, y bod yn gyfnitderw y fair forwyn. And that means the men of Egypt used to say that the same Anna was the first cousin of the Virgin Mary. And that now takes us to the Holy Family, of course. The Virgin Mary was the mother of Christ. But it was Mary's first cousin, this Anna, that was seen as an ancestral figure for the ancient kings and saints of Britain. Now, I'm not encouraging the view that this is historical at all. I think the truth of the matter is lost to time, but I estimate it to be extremely unlikely. But I think that this is at the root of a lot of people's current ideas that the old kings of Britain were connected with the lineage of Jesus.